This is the seeding screen. Before you can seed any events, you have to have entered athletes into the events. If you haven't done so, please go back and do that now. You can see here how many athletes have been entered into each event. If you only want to seed a single event or several events, click the Selected checkbox to place a check in it. To seed all of the events in a meet, click the Select All button. All of the events that have entries now have check marks in the selected box. To seed all of these selected events, click Seed Selected. If diving was selected, you'll be taken to this screen. The box on the left shows the order in which the teams are set to dive. Typically, the home team dives last. To change the order of the teams, click and drag the gray box to the left of the team code. As you can see, this changes the diving order. On the right is the dive order. This should be listed with the weakest diver in position 3 going first and the strongest divers, the ones in position 1, going last. You can change the dive order by clicking and dragging the gray box to the left. Once you are satisfied with the dive order, click Seed to continue seeding the events. As you can see, it does not take very long for the events to be seeded. Once an event has been seeded, you can click on the event name and see the seeded heats below. As you can see, the A relays or first relays are in the middle lanes, the B relays or second relays are in the next lanes out, and the C relays or third relays would be in the farthest lanes. IST is in the even lanes and OHHS is in the odd lanes. Looking at the 50 free, you can see that there are 2 heats. The exhibition swimmers are in Heat 1 and the varsity swimmers are in Heat 2. If you want to move swimmers around, click on their name and drag them to the lane that you want them in. This will switch that swimmer with whoever was in the lane previously. You can also change the status of a swimmer here. Once you've made a manual change, it is not necessary to reseed the event. If you do, any manual changes that you did make will be lost. Looking at the 200 IM, there are 2 heats. Notice that Ottawa has 4 swimmers entered in the IM, and IST has only 2, so there is an empty lane in the varsity heat and only 1 swimmer in the exhibition heat. There are 2 ways to deal with this. The first is to move the exhibition swimmer into the varsity heat, and then delete the empty heats by clicking Delete Empty Heats. The other thing we can do is to change how the event is seeded. First, we'll reseed the event, so it's back the way it was before. Now, to put any exhibition swimmers in empty varsity lanes, you need to uncheck the Put Exhibitions in a Separate Heat box here. Now when we seed the event, you get this message. If you want the swimmers to swim in their assigned lanes, answer yes. Because we want the Ottawa swimmer to swim in the empty IST lane, we will answer no. And this ends up with the same result as if we had clicked, dragged, and then deleted the empty heats. The Put Exhibitions in a Separate Heat option is most useful if you have several events that need to be changed. Now that you have the entries in a meet seeded, you are ready to time the meet.